Who is the meanest and nicest?
5 nicest celebrities and who were the 5.
Hey, I don't follow no
The
celebrities.
meanest one I ever met was.
Uh-oh.
Her
Let
name
me
was
hear.
Ellen DeGeneres.
But while all the
Ellen
evidence points
DeGeneres.
to Ellen being awful, Adam Sandler is always highlighted as being incredibly good.
I love Adam
Take, for
Sandler.
example, the time he was refused a table at IHOP after the server failed to realize it was Adam Sandler asking.
Waterboy
The
used to be my
server
favorite
shared
movie.
the CCTV to TikTok, prompting Adam Sandler to meet with the waitress personally, while joking about the rejection by stating, "For the record, I only left the IHOP because the nice woman told me the all-you-can-eat deal didn't apply to the milkshakes," although fans were impressed for a slightly different reason. It's very humble of him to not assert that he's a celebrity and ask for special treatment. He acted just like a regular customer and didn't challenge anyone. I respect him for
Hey,
that.
the thing about Adam
His
Sandler, bro,
humble attitude
it's
extending
it's
to
bro.
weird photo
Hold on,
bombs,
let me see.
and that time he
Bro is
randomly
bro was literally in like shorts and like extra large tee. How is she supposed to in a mask? She wasn't supposed to know it's Adam Sandler, man.
for some chicken.
Hi, guys.
No way.
That's his drippiest outfit I've seen right there.
Way, you're joking.
He filmed a good chunk of Mr. Deeds in my hometown, and he was simply the nicest man ever. He would come out to sign autographs after a full 14+ hour day of shooting. Didn't matter how long the line was, he made sure every single person got to say hello. He had time for photographs and chats with everyone in town, frequented all the local coffee shops and posed with employees. He seemed to really care and know how excited we all were to have a movie happening and always had a smile, although Adam's fans aren't the only people to talk very highly of him.
You guys love each other. Is that is that fair to say?
For sure.
Yeah. I hear each of you individually talking about the other in such fond terminology.
Yeah.
After Pete Davidson worked with Adam Sandler on Saturday Night Live, Pete went on to state he's just such a cool, nice guy. I can't explain how wonderful of a person
This is
he
very nice,
just
very
like
wholesome.
caring and sweet and not full of crap, which is very rare to find. But while Adam Sandler's happy on-screen movie
I like that
really
movie, too.
extends to his personal
He got some good
life,
movies.
Mike Myers from Austin Powers is apparently much different.
Oh, no,
when the
Mike.
cameras aren't rolling. Twitter users expose Mike Myers.
Hey, you know what's crazy though? Cause Adam Sandler has like a really long career. I don't know much of what Mike Myers does now. I just watched that new Leo movie by Adam Sandler. You know,
Absolute nightmare. to
so I guess
work.
being nice
The
gives you
article referred to a
longevity.
tweet reading, Mike Myers had me fired off the set of The Love Guru because I made eye contact with him and I was there as his bodyguard. The tweet had been posted by a person named Jay Brody, who then expanded on the incident in a podcast.
You'll be basically guarding Mike Myers' trailer. They're like, here's the catch. Can't look at him. But I realized, like, I can't let just anyone into the trailer. So I look up, I catch his eye for a second. I give him a nod to let him know I'm cool, and then I look away, and within an hour, I get a phone call letting me know that I'm fired and I have to get off set.
Oh,
Prompting others to
what?
give their own anecdotes about Mike Myers' terrible attitude. I was an extra in Love Guru and remember being told we can't make eye contact with Mike. When I tell people this, they don't believe me. Thanks for confirming. People always wonder why there weren't more Austin Powers movies, but never realize how many stories there are like this about him. Basically, no one wants to work with
See,
the guy,
it
with
be
one of
nice
the
and
other
you'll get a
stories
lot of
coming from the
get a lot of
set The
movies,
Cat in the
man.
Hat, where Mike's co-star Amy
Hey, Cat in the
Hill
Hat was a
stated
good movie,
his
though.
area was all covered with tenting because he didn't want anybody seeing him. It was so weird, it was just the worst. I was miserable. Hill also revealed how Diva Myers selfishly kept everyone waiting for hours, overruled the director, and even had someone standing by, just holding his personal chocolates in a dish. It was just a horrible
He really a
nightmarish
star, huh?
experience, although people have only ever said the opposite about Steve Buscemi. Buscemi
Steve
worked as a New York
Buscemi.
firefighter before quitting.
I can't tell you. I know this guy, but I didn't know his name.
Destroyed on September 11, Buscemi walked into his old fire department to volunteer, working 12 hours a day for a week straight in the hopes of finding survivors. He called his old firehouse, then receiving no reply, headed to the site, where he found his former engine company. I asked if I could join them, he said, adding I could tell they were a little suspicious at first, but I worked with them that day. It was a privilege to be able to do it.
That's
It
what's
was
up.
great to connect with the firehouse I used to work with, and with some of the guys I worked alongside. Note, this was in 2001 after he was already extremely famous from movies such as Fargo, yet according to an independent article on his volunteering, very few photographs and no interviews exist because he declined them. He wasn't there for publicity.
That's even better.
Wouldn't you think you were hallucinating if Steve Buscemi helped you out of the rubble? What a great humble guy, with a Reddit comment then offering a
I bet he's still working, you know?
I used to serve him all the time and he never once was a diva. Always had a smile on his face, and I I mean, I don't even think he once had a complicated order. He always ordered the most simple thing on the menu and always tipped 20+%. Not to mention Buscemi gets extra credit for being close friends with
Look at
Adam
that.
Sandler.
Good people with
However,
good people.
It seems Jerry Seinfeld was
Oh
left
no,
out of the
Seinfeld.
party.
I remember there's a rant of him going off about him ending the show when he was on top, and I knew from then. But he has a good like on Wale's album. He has some good like talks on Wale's album, so I thought he was at least decent. But if Sonny B2 said he not nice,
outside of his shows is just him being an unlikable douche with an ego the size of a small country. This sentiment began with a Larry King interview.
This is the interview right here.
I went off the air. I was the #1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Viewers.
Hey, this is the perfect time for me to plug my channel. Please subscribe, man. We're doing great, almost to 1,000. I'm gonna thank everybody, all 1,000 that I see.
Well, that's the big difference between being canceled and being #1.
Okay, I'm sorry. B-movie.
Can we get a resume in here for me?
B-movie was good too.
Although this attitude extends into other moments like the time he rejected Kesha.
I love you so much.
Oh, thanks.
Can I give you a hug?
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
A little one.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Mm.
That was a nice moment. I don't know who that was. Yeah, it was Kesha. Okay.
I don't feel like. Hey, wait. I don't feel like that was so mean because like somebody random comes to you like, "Oh, can I hug you?" Maybe a little bit awkward. He didn't know her. He really didn't know her. So I'm not gonna give him that one. But the first one was like, "Okay, bro. So why should you show that you're #1?" You know what I mean?
No apology for rejecting her.
I don't hug a total stranger.
I feel that.
I have to meet someone, say hello. I need to know, who are you?
No,
and she was very nice about it. We laughed about it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you hug her afterwards?
No.
No?
Leading Kesha to change her mind about him for pretty obvious reasons.
What happened with Jerry Seinfeld?
Oh my God. Are you friends with him?
I am not.
Okay, we're good. It was like the saddest moment of my life.
Jerry also has a reputation for destroying the paparazzi.
The worst place, like you bomb. I'm sure comics go through all the time.
Another very weak question.
And after Lady Gaga was moved to his luxury basketball box for acting rudely at a game, he had this to say.
This woman's a jerk. I hate her. I can't believe they put her in my box, which I paid for. This is what you give people the finger and you get upgraded? Is that the world we're living in?
I don't feel like his stuff is terrible.
Jerry Seinfeld's meanness definitely has a charisma to it. However, if you're wanting a more humble,
I like Post Malone though.
Then we have to talk about Post Malone. With entire compilations dedicated to him treating other people kindly,
It just seems so nice, you know?
almost too many wholesome moments to choose from.
Did you draw this? This is awesome. I love you too. Thank you. Cool hat.
There was that time he went out of his way to greet a 21-year-old having his first beer, or that time he gave his $5,000 guitar to a fan after a concert.
You want a guitar? It's like a $5,000 guitar, so you have to promise me. You gotta promise me that you're gonna take care of it and play it.
It's so wholesome, bro.
Paparazzi in the opposite way to Jerry Seinfeld.
Boss, I want you to know that I really like your music.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
That means a lot to me.
Can you say hello to Nicole?
That's why he's such a big artist, man.
And when this fan somehow made it past security, Post Malone hugs the guy and treats him respectfully before he's taken off the stage. In a different instance, Post Malone let a fan come on stage to play the guitar part in Stay, and it's therefore no surprise that fans have told anecdotal stories such as someone in a similar thread said Post moved into his brother's street and went and introduced himself to all his new neighbors and invited them for a barbecue. Genuinely sounds like an awesome guy. I believe this 100%. He had a party at an Airbnb or something a few houses down from my group's Airbnb, and he legit went around the cul-de-sac himself inviting everyone to the party. He also spent the entire night moving between groups, chatting and generally being a phenomenal host and ensuring everyone
That's
had
what's
a
up, man.
blast.
Shout out to Post
10 out of
Malone,
10
bro.
Dude, but while nobody has anything negative to say about Post Malone, it seems nobody has anything positive to say about
oh my
Chase.
Have y'all watched?
Pete
Okay,
Davidson
so I just watched Community. Is this the guy?
in the video? Well, Pete had the opposite to say about Chevy Chase.
Is this the guy? Is Chevy
He's
Chase
a
the guy from
fucking
Community?
douchebag. I hate that dude.
I can't
He's
tell
just a
y'all.
Genuinely bad racist person, and
because he's so racist on the show.
Chase was
Yes, he's on Community. Yes, okay. So this guy's character's whole bit is being racist, and he just the best actor at it. He just hits it perfectly every time. He's mean, old, racist. I don't. And then
Unity after calling Donald Glover the N-word.
Yes,
Not to
exactly,
mention before
bro.
the firing, Chase was simply difficult to work with.
he was someone that did not want to be there for the hours that we were keeping. He sometimes could be in not great moods.
Earlier in his career, Chevy
I
Chase
knew
got
that.
into a fist fight with Bill Murray, and while interviewing Robert Downey Jr., Chase stated, "Didn't your father used to be a successful director? Whatever happened to him? Boy, he sure died, you know, he sure went to hell."
What?
Therefore, no surprise that even Will Ferrell stated, "The worst host was Chevy Chase." Yet Chevy Chase foolishly claims that all criticism is just jealousy.
Did you just say that writers writing anything negative is jealousy? Yeah, I did. What kind of jealousy? I'm funnier than them? Yeah, I guess maybe. I'm considered good looking? Yeah, there you have it.
It seems Chevy Chase needs a lesson on humility, and who better to teach it than Shaq?
I don't know, man. My grandma got a really bad story about Shaq, so I don't know, man. My grandma says he came to it's a Hall of Fame in Louisiana. He came there, and all the kids were trying to meet Shaq, and Shaq just kind of shoot him out. Put a red little what else is it called? Little ropes around himself, and then didn't let nobody get close to him. So I don't know, man. Shaq got some stories, bro.
It's all about humility. And that's why I am where I am now. I humbled myself. I don't look down on people because they're lesser.
Back in 2011, Shaq had hit rock bottom. He'd retired from basketball, divorced from his wife, and had no idea where his life was going next.
I was lost. 76,000 square foot house by yourself. No kids. Go to the gym. Nobody's playing in the gym. You go to their room. Nobody's there.
It was during this period that Shaq's mom, Lucille, gave him some advice.
And then the queen, Dr. Lucille O'Neal, said, "Hey, man, I don't know you no more. You need to humble yourself." And when Mama talk, a true man listens.
It might have been before 2011.
Working on becoming a better person. He'd state, "The day I killed the narcissist Shaq is the day my kids texted me, 'Hey daddy, I miss you.' Bro, when I got one of those texts, man, I actually cried then. I didn't know what to say. After I got that love from them, I said, you know what, I'm not gonna be the asshole Shaq no more. Cause I was an asshole and I lost everything. The day I released all that me, Shaq is the day the blessings opened up."
That's
As
super
a result,
Shaq,
Shaq's been trying to create a fairly unique legacy.
Talk about legacies. I want mine to be one sentence. Shaq was a nice guy.
Which has been aided by his random acts of kindness, purchasing bikes, shoes, and laptops for less fortunate children. It seems the only people Shaq won't give money to are his own kids.
Because I believe in respectable nepotism. If you get all A's this next semester, you can get whatever you want. So he gets
That's what's
all
up,
A's,
Shaq.
and I was like, go to the dealership and pick one. Then I get a call from Tesla. I said, man, you better take your ass across the street to Honda.
But while Shaq is an obvious choice as a nice celebrity, someone you might not expect to be...
Not Bill Nye, bro. Not Bill Nye.
Bill Nye as a kid, and he was the biggest asshole.
Oh, man. I love Bill Nye.
After watching his show so often in class. My science teacher from 7th grade told us she had an explanation for why she tried to show us as few Bill Nye videos as possible. I believe she said she attended either a science workshop or an event for teachers where Bill Nye was there, and he was completely rude to her and dismissed her the whole time.
Oh, man.
Bill's dark side becomes pretty obvious when he debates other scientists. However, it seems he becomes the meanest when talking to his most popular demographic, kids. Bill Nye came to visit my university. I was sorely disappointed. Bill Nye relied on sexist jokes to relate to the crowd. He kept complimenting women's legs and saying weird stuff about how sexy women are. He was trying to be relatable, but was sorely mistaken, as he faced a crowd of driven female engineers and scientists. He went on about climate change and basically insinuated that we could be the policy changes, while the real scientists did the real work.
No.
I couldn't believe how much my views of him were falling apart as I watched him.
Man, Bill Nye was the... Oh, snap. My fault, y'all. Bill Nye was the guy who showed me that you could drive a car on water, man. This really hurts, man.
I later heard that he wouldn't speak with students, only professors, with this anecdote following the very common theme of being my hero until I heard him talk. Although thankfully Keanu Reeves is the perfect balance between good and evil. While filming the second two Matrix movies, Keanu Reeves chose to give up $75 million worth of his movie earnings, instead redirecting the money to the special effects team who he said deserved.
That's why that movie was so good.
This might not have been his most charitable act whilst filming, as a Reddit user stated, "A family friend builds movie sets, doesn't design, is one of the poor dudes that just builds." Anyways, he worked on the set for The Matrix, and Keanu heard about family trouble he was having and gave him a $20,000 Christmas bonus to help him out. Although money isn't the only thing that Keanu has given up.
That's why, hey, that's why he keep getting roles, bro. If y'all see the nice people, just they consistently work. You want to be around nice people. People should be nicer. Like,
seat on the New York subway, and 3 years later in 2014, he waited patiently for 20 minutes in the rain outside the wrap party of his own film Daughter of God after a mix-up because he didn't want to cause a scene. He didn't say, "Hey, I'm Keanu Reeves," or "Yo man, this is my party" once to the bouncer, and the owner of the club was horrified when he found out afterwards that the actor was standing in the rain. It's therefore no surprise that there's an extremely popular subreddit dedicated to Keanu
That's what's up,
Reeves
man.
being
Shout out to
awesome.
Keanu Reeves.
Although if there's one person who could offset this kindness with meanness, it's definitely Ellen DeGeneres.
Now, they gotta tell me, because Ellen was so popular.
You know, like Ellen DeGeneres.
Hey, but I tried to react to an Ellen video like 2 years ago, though. Just know that it got copyright strike. And I did, like, it wasn't one of those where you get copywritten and you still get to show your video. You just can't make money on it. It got like, you can't show it, you can't react to it. So, Ellen gotta be nicer to me. That's all I'm saying.
Talks about. She's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean, and I'll match everyone with $2 to LA Food Bank. This was the tweet that started her downfall, as nobody could have expected how bad the responses would be. When I was 15, the Ellen Show was doing a contest of fans making a bust of her and sending it to her. I worked so hard on this and even wrote her a letter. Weeks later, she used it as a prop in a game and gave it away to a random person with $500 attached to the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Working for her, I was instructed that I can't look her in the eye and never
Hey,
ever
man,
say
she's like,
hi
"Oh,
to
boy."
her first. But don't worry, she definitely won't be saying hi to you in the first place. She creates the most toxic environment for her staff. I worked at Real Food Daily, served her and Portia at brunch. She wrote a letter to the owner and complained about my chipped nail polish. Not that it was on her plate, but
What?
just that it was on my hand. I'd worked till closing the night before, and this was the next morning, almost got me fired.
That's crazy.
Chris Pontius stated on Steve-O's podcast that he wasn't surprised to hear these anecdotes.
It's crazy that all this stuff's come out, like, about Ellen being mean. Because when I met her, I thought she was really mean. Like, and she's like, "So what do I gotta do?" And she's just pissed to be there. And then she comes out on stage and she's like, all like funny, nice Ellen, like the person that they think she is.
And apparently neither were the 10 employees who came forward 4 months later to
Dang.
expose her terrible
Maybe that's why her show ended.
environment.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar.
Oh, man.
She is. We were told
That's
from
some,
the very
them
beginning,
some fighting words, defamation. You know what I mean?
talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't go into her office. It was very nerve-wracking, very stressful. We all walked on eggshells all the time.
As a result, Ellen took a 14-week hiatus, returning with a pretty standard apology.
Sometimes I get sad, I get mad, I get anxious, I get frustrated,
Ellen's
I get
just a
impatient,
person, you know?
and I am working on all of that.
However, this failed to ensure a returning audience, as in May 2022...
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's wild. I didn't know Ellen was like that. But anyways, man, tell me what y'all think in the comments, man. We keep going back and forth. We had a couple videos where people actually commented, which was cool. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs, so if you made it all the way to this part of the video, help me get all the way there, man. When I hit 1,000, I'm trying to do a video where I shout out all the subscribers that show their profiles to me. So if you show your profile, you will be in that video. So yeah, man. Until next time, I really appreciate y'all, and yeah.